Hello everybody, my name is Jenna and welcome to my pre-Christmas / end of the year book haul. I have not done a book haul in I think 3 months. Sounds about right. So I have a lot of books to show you. I have 3 to show you from the YA circle, a couple books that I have been sent by publishers, and then a bunch of books that I bought, even though I said I was not going to buy any books. I lied. Some of them you will have already seen possibly in Supernova hauls because 4 of them I did buy at Supernova, but the majority of them I just bought. You may have seen them in previous wrap-ups and TBR videos and I apologize for that, but for the most part these are probably going to be fairly new because I don't often talk about all the books that I buy because I just buy a lot of books and sometimes thinking about that makes me sad. As always, I'm going to be talking about the YA circle books, then the books that I've been sent, and then just books that I have bought for myself because for once I didn't have any university books to buy because I'd already bought them all and that's a little bit depressing, but I didn't have to buy any for university yet. I'm sure I'll have to buy some at some point, but for now, uni is done, don't have to think about it anymore. As always, because I have so many books, I'm not going to go too much into what each book is about, but I'm hopefully going to give you enough to go on that you might want to at least look it up and look at it further. So first up is the YA Circle September book of the month, and that was Take 3 Girls by Kath Crowley, Simone Howell and Fiona Wood. This book follows 3 different girls, Addie, Katie and Clem, who all team up to take down a social media website that has been bullying girls at their school, and it is so much fun. I really enjoyed this book and I recommend that everyone give it a go, especially if you are currently in high school or if you know someone who is currently at high school. It is a really good one to read because it does kind of represent how girls think in high school, or at least I definitely found some links. Next up we have the October book of the month for the YA circle, that is Invictus by Ryan Grodin. This book is a science fiction novel which is kind of a cross between time travel and historical fiction because the book follows a guy named Farway who is a time traveler. He travels with his crew back in the past to secure objects that they can then bring back to the future and sell. He meets a girl on his travels who kind of throws all of that into jeopardy and the adventure really kicks off from there. Highly recommend. I did a full book review of this one which I will leave linked in the description box below if you want to check it out, which I highly recommend that you do because it's a really fun, really unique, exciting book. We then have the November book of the month for the YA circle, which I haven't read because I didn't go to the meeting. That is This Mortal Coil by Emily Savada. All I really know about this one is that it is about a girl whose father died after discovering a cure to this disease that has been ravishing the world, and basically this disease has something to do with genetic code and unlocking that and that sort of thing. So I'm really looking forward to finally picking this one up. It sounds like a lot of fun. It's a science fiction young adult novel and I think that it would be good. I don't know, we'll see. It's kind of a mystery, like they're unraveling clues as they go, and it has a lot to do with DNA, so I'm pretty keen to see where it goes. Moving on to the books that I was sent by publishers, the first book I want to talk about is I Hate Everyone But You by Gabby Dunn and Alison Raskin. This book is told in a unique format of texts and emails, so I'm really looking forward to picking this one up. It follows 2 girls who were best friends who then moved to opposite sides of the country to go to college, and from there I think it kind of kicks off into this really, journey of self-discovery. The 2 girls who wrote this one actually have a YouTube channel together, and I watched a couple of their videos after I was sent this book and they are actually so funny, so highly recommend that you go check out that video. So I just want to thank Alan and Umman for sending me this one, and I'm really excited to get a chance to read it. It looks like I'll be able to get through it really quickly as well considering how it's told, so thank you again for sending me this one. I was then sent Otherworld by Jason Segel and Kirsten Miller. I was sent this one by Rock the Boat and One World Productions, so thank you very much. Publications. Thank you very much to both of those publishers for sending me this book. I am so unbelievably excited to pick this one up. It sounds incredible. It's basically kind of about, I'm just going to read you the blurb because there isn't really one, but from what I've heard it's going to be incredible. So there are no screens, there are no controls, you don't just see and hear it, you taste, smell and touch it too. In this new reality there are no rules to follow, no laws to break, you can live your best life, indulge your every desire. The company welcomes you to Otherworld. Are you ready to play? So basically what I've taken from it and what I've sort of figured out is that this book follows a character, I can't even remember if it's boy or a girl, who starts playing this reality video game, and it kind of is this place where, you know, you can have all of your desires, you can live your best life, there are no laws, that sort of thing, but eventually he realizes that, oh, I'm pretty sure it's a he, eventually he realizes that he's the one being played, and it sounds incredible and I cannot wait to pick it up and read it. Now we're going to move straight on into books that I have bought myself. I've tried to keep it in kind of the order in which I've bought them, but I don't know how well that's going to go, so we're just going to dive straight in. So the first 3 books that I have to show you are all from the same author, and I bought them for the reason that I was planning on doing a readathon of them with my friend that didn't didn't exactly happen. I read 3 and then gave up on the other 2, and that is Percy Jackson and the Titan's Curse, Percy Jackson and the Battle of the Labyrinth, and Percy Jackson and the Last Olympian, all by Rick Riordan. These are books 3, 4, and 5 in the Percy Jackson and the Olympian series, and they follow Percy as he continues on his journey to figuring out that he's a demigod and also trying to figure out what that means, and there's this prophecy and all these things happen. And honestly, I have been enjoying them, but I took a break because they follow such formulaic plots, and I got to a point where I just couldn't keep going because I wouldn't enjoy them anymore. But once I kind of get around to liking fantasy again, because I'm still in a massive sci-fi kick, I will pick these 2 back up and hopefully finish the series. I was planning on having it finished by the end of 2017, but like, I don't really think that's gonna happen anymore. I then picked up the paperback edition of Harry Potter and the Cursed Child, only because I wasn't going to pick it up because I was like, oh, I've already got it, like I don't need it. I have 2 copies of the special hardback rehearsal edition, so I wasn't gonna get this one, but then my friend got it and she's like, no, Jenna, you have to get it. Like, they have some really cool exclusive content in it. There's a conversation about reading scripts, and then at the back there's all these things, like there's family trees and all that sort of stuff, and so I broke down and I bought it. No regrets! Life of a bookworm. I then picked up A Semi-Definitive List of Worst Nightmares by Crystal Sutherland. This is Crystal's 2nd book. I read the first one last year and really enjoyed it. This book follows a girl named Esther whose family has been cursed to suffer one great fear in their lifetime. So Esther makes a list of everything she could possibly be afraid of and starts crossing them off one by one. It sounds really cute, a cutesy little book, but with me, I'm a real mood reader. I have to really be in the mood for a contemporary, so I haven't picked this one up yet, but I am excited to do so at some point. I then picked up Leia, Princess of Alderaan by Claudia Gray. This is a YA book focused on Princess Leia from the Star Wars series. I had every intention of reading it before The Last Jedi came out, but I don't know if that's going to happen anymore because Last Jedi comes out in like 2 weeks time and I'm nowhere ready to read this book. But from what I understand, this follows a young Princess Leia Organa before A New Hope, I believe, so I'm curious to see kind of what follows. I'm not sure if it follows like just her on Alderaan or if it's going to follow her kind of figuring out that the Empire is not all that it seems, and then kind of, you know, her getting her way into the rebellion and then going from there. So I'm curious to read it and to see what it's all about. And then picked up Warcraft by Marie Lu. I don't know a lot about this. All I know is I think it's like about a hacker and a game, and the cover's kind of really cool. But I've heard a lot of really good things about it. I'm keen to read it. I like video gaming, not as much as some people, but I do like it. I'm keen to read it. I've heard that it's great, and I don't know much about it at all, really. Sorry. All I know is, yeah, it's about this hacker and this game and things happen. I then picked up Wonder by RJ Palacio. This book follows a boy named Augie who goes to school for the very first time because he was born with a facial deformity and this disease that meant that he was homeschooled for the first 10 years of his life. And oh man, this book is so heartbreaking but so beautiful, and I love every second of it. I have a full book review of this one, which I will leave linked in the description box below if you want to check out more of my thoughts on it. But honestly, just read it. You will not be disappointed. Thanks to Epic Reads and HarperCollins and also the YA Circle, I was able to get my hands on an ARC. This is my first ever proper like ARC copy with like the uncorrected proof thing on it, and this book is called Truly Devious by Maureen Johnson. It is a mystery thriller type book. I haven't read it yet. I do have plans to read it before it comes out. I believe it comes out in January next year, so I've got plans to read it before it comes out, and I'm really excited. I've had a couple of friends who have read it and have said that it is absolutely incredible, so I cannot wait to start reading this one. And then picked up Nevermore by Jessica Townsend. This book is described as kind of the next Harry Potter, so of course I knew that I had to have it immediately. The book follows a girl named Morrigan who was born on a very unlucky day, and as such she has been blamed for all of the wrongdoings that go on in her town. The curse also means that she is doomed to die at midnight on eventide, so as she awaits her fate she is whisked away to the city called Nevermore, where she has a chance to complete these 4 trials and remain in the city forever to escape her fate. It sounds incredible. I'm so excited to read it. It's a middle grade novel, I believe, but I love middle grades sometimes and I just cannot wait. It's a huge book though, but I think it's going to be really a lot of fun. I know everyone who's read it has said it's incredible, and I cannot wait to be one of those people. I then got Nixie by Scott Rainton. Raintgen. I know literally nothing about this book at all. I think it has something to do with a character who leaves Earth because they're doing this intergalactic travel Jules, what's happening? Okay, so it follows this boy who leaves Earth because he has been recruited for this mission to go down to a previously unknown planet to mine something called Nixie. I don't know what Nixie is, I don't know why it's useful, I don't know why he was recruited. I know literally nothing about this book, but I am really excited to read it. I've heard nothing but good things about it, and it's sci-fi, and I'm in such a sci-fi kick at the moment. I then picked up the beautiful, gorgeous edition of City of Bones, the 10th anniversary. I didn't need this book, but like also I did need this book because it is gorgeous and beautiful, and I just love it so much. I mean, look at the illustrations there. Look at Clary. Does she not look gorgeous? Although the American edition has gold pages, so I'm a little disappointed that we didn't get that as well, but it's still absolutely just beautiful. Simon and Isabel, and then Jace and Magnus, and then my baby Alec and Clary, and it just has illustrations everywhere, like even in front of the chapter names. It's just a really gorgeous, and I mean, look at that, like it's just got stuff in it. It's just a gorgeous, gorgeous edition of this book, and I'm really glad that I picked it up. I then picked up Unearthed by Amy Kaufman and Megan Spooner. I picked this one up because the two authors were going to be in Adelaide for a book launch of this book, so I also managed to get the copy signed, which is really awesome. So it's signed there, onward if you dare. I loved everything about this book. This book follows two characters, Jules Addison and Amelia Radcliffe. Both of them have gone down to the surface of this alien planet called Gaia, where Jules is trying desperately to figure out this alien culture and what it all means, while Mia is just looking to scavenge tech that the Undying, which is the race that lived on the planet, left behind, because she is trying to save someone back home. It was such a good book. I highly recommend to everyone. You need to pick up this book. I then picked up a book that Tori from the YA Circle has been talking about non-stop, and everyone's like, you have to read it, you have to read it. So I took the first step and I bought it. That is Nevernight by J. Kristoff. I know nothing about this book. I'm sorry, I really don't. It's got something to do with Mia. I think she's an assassin, maybe. I think so. I don't know. All I know is everyone says it's a really good book. It's a high fantasy novel, and I want to read it eventually. I then picked up 4 books of Supernovae, which I'm not going to go too much into because I went into them a little bit in my Supernovae haul, and that is Bloodkissed by Kerry Arthur, City of Light also by Kerry Arthur, The Summoned Stone by Ian Irvine, and Killing Gravity by Corey J. White. All 4 of these books I talked about more in my Supernovae haul, so I will leave that one linked in the description box below if you want to know more about these 4 books. Although, spoiler alert, I don't know a lot. And the last book I have to share with you this book haul is one that I wasn't planning on picking up, but after hearing the authors talk about it when I met them, I just couldn't resist. That is These Broken Stars by Amy Kaufman and Megan Spooner. I don't know a lot about it. I believe that these two characters, Tava and Lilac, they were on a cruiser that crash landed into a planet, and as far as I know, they're the only 2 survivors, and they need to learn how to survive on this planet alone. Sounds amazing. Sounds like a really epic romance. I got this one signed as well, so that's what it says. It says brace for impact. So I'm really looking forward to reading this one. Again, sci-fi. It's kind of a sci-fi sort of theme, but you know, mood reader, what can I say? So we have it. Those are all of the books that I bought in the last 3 months, which is crazy, and there's kind of a lot of them, and most of them I haven't read yet, so I think I have a problem. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know in the comment section below if you have read any of these books and what you thought. I would absolutely love to know. If you like this video, be sure to give it a huge thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel so you don't miss a thing. Stay random. Bye.